What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today, I just want to chat, kind of closing up the month of February here. Everything is going well. I kind of hit two milestone type of things. I don't want to do another video of like I hit X amount of characters until I hit 1,000. And that's coming in closer than coming in faster than what I thought it was going to be. I've been trying to do like 10-ish characters a day. I just hit character 960, and it's feeling really, really good. For anybody new, like you may ask, like, well, it'd be easy to do 10 characters a day. Why can't you do that? Like I use Mandarin Blueprint, and with that, when they show you the character, they also give you vocab words, and I learn those vocabulary words too. And all the vocabulary words are built into sentences around characters that you've already learned from the program. So it's also like this idea of like target one or plus one sentences, whatever you want to call it. And so, you know, you may learn, like I've literally learned today, for example, today I learned 3 characters, and that was 20 flashcards because of the words that you unlock with those flashcards. And I've looked ahead so I can kind of plan accordingly in order to get to 1,000, which I'm hoping to hit, you know, in the next little bit. If I don't, it's not a big deal. Like I'm not putting pressure on myself to do it, but it is a very cool feeling to know that you're about to hit that. And so just like a milestone thing, really, and just showing that I can stick with stuff. But I hit 960 characters, and then also yesterday I hit 1,500 words known through Lingq with reading Chinese. And it's really cool to me to see. And once I get a little bit further into it, I'll show some of my back stats. But like, I can remember when I wanted to learn Chinese a while back, I would read on Lingq, and it's like I got to 200. I was like between 220 and 238 words forever. And it's like I would go in and I would learn a word or two, and then I just couldn't do it. And I think a lot of it is, you know, there's arguments back and forth. What I had to do was what worked for me. I stopped using Lingq for a long time until I learned a bunch of characters. I started reading again heavily, 30, whatever day streak I'm on, 35-day streak, something like that. I had read very casually here and there, but then once I got to wherever I was a month ago, probably 800 characters, something like that, 900, closing in on 900. That's when I started reading. Yeah, it probably would have been around 800. That's when I started reading heavily, and it was obviously so much easier because I could read the characters. And I do think that you can just brute force your way through that, and you would eventually remember the characters. I just thought that for me doing that, I could spend my time elsewhere doing something. I'm not getting into the logistics of it over what is a better method of learning a language or anything like that. I'm just saying for me specifically, that's what worked. Once I got to a certain amount of characters, and now I'm importing stories that are at an appropriate level in order to utilize that. So I'm importing stories that are based on, you know, 600 characters, 900 characters, 1,000 characters, and kind of building my comprehension that way. And then, of course, I also see with comprehensible channels. I mentioned those on my last YouTube video, the comprehensible input channels that I watch. Obviously, I'm seeing stuff there that's not based on those characters because they're just telling stories. And that is obviously just something that I'm going to just keep working at. I like the idea of throwing random vocab in. Now, I do import those into Lingq as well if they have subtitles, and I read them, and then I also have it to where I have it on the go so I can just listen to it, and that's purely comprehensible so I can practice. Because the main thing, I really need to work on my listening. I do listen between watching videos, listening on Lingq, but it's still just one of those things where I really just need to get the time in now. I need to get it in. So, you know, that's going well. And that's still all that I'm doing. And that's all that I plan to do in the future. You know, when I hit 1,000, I thought about kind of taking back the amount of cards that I do a day from Mandarin Blueprint. Instead of doing like 25 or 30, I thought about taking it down to just whenever I hit 10 vocabulary words, even if it's just 2 characters, I'll do that. And then I'll just go and sentence mine, whether it be from probably not the comprehensible channels. I don't know if I want to mine those. I think that's where I've always messed up before. I would mine those, and like you can watch them and just casually get it. I'd probably mine like actual TV shows and stuff like that. That's a loose goal. Again, I'm not setting in stone. That's where I've always messed up in the past, is where I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. And then I end up either hating it or not doing it, and then I just feel real bad about it. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But as of now, I'm really just enjoying the process. And yeah, like I said, 1,500 words, 950 characters, or 960 characters. And then we'll be closing in on 1,000, hopefully in the month of March. And I think that that's going to be cool. And we're just going to continue just riding this wave of just feeling good. So I have been spending a lot more time with Chinese, and I think that's just kind of par for the course when you're studying, because the more that you know, the easier it is to spend time with the language. I know that there's tons of videos on, oh, language fatigue, is it real? Oh, you never get tired of your native language, yada, yada, yada. But like, it has become easier for me to spend time in the language because it's not as much brain power, because I can, you know, read so much or listen and understand so much and stuff like that. So it's a little bit easier. But I've not gone full-fledged, like, let's do 8 hours a day. There's still stuff that I love, you know. There's still stuff that I want to read in English. There's still stuff I want to watch in English. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that the idea that if you want to enjoy media, it has to be in your target language if you're a serious language learner, and should be like, that's kind of crazy to me. Like, I appreciate people who can do that, but like, you know, sometimes you want to sit down and watch all 9 Star Wars movies and just watch them in English and hang out and have fun, like I've done the last 7 days. And that's okay. And I still get a couple of hours in Mandarin, and I feel perfectly fine about that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, though. I just wanted to make a little bit of an update video on that. I don't really have much else going on in terms of language learning. I don't have any, you know, like I said, I don't use apps. I don't use any of that stuff. I learn characters, and I go and I read it. I've still got several stories I can read. I actually just imported a new story from Do Chinese last night. I've not started it yet. I'm going to start it actually here when I finish making this video. Do some more reading. I'm really enjoying that. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have a thing that I want to prioritize in terms of content, because I just enjoy it. I like reading. Like, I love the stories that I'm reading. And I don't want to not read those so I can do more of the comprehensible input via YouTube. But I also love what those people are doing. They're doing great stuff. So I've found a really good balance that works for me. And I think that that in itself is really important in language learning. So, but I am going to leave the video there. If you have any questions, as always, let me know down below. Let me know what your goals are for the month of March. My goals are quite simple, and that is to study Chinese and have fun with it, and just make sure you show up every day, even if it's just for a little bit, and yeah, just make sure things are fun. So maybe one day I will go back into a really hardcore, just deep dive. But right now I'm just having too much fun, and I honestly don't want to lose that feeling. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.